All right, workout worthy, welcome to PiYo. PiYo is a combination of Pilates and yoga, and ideally PiYo is done in bare feet. This workout is going to lengthen, strengthen, tone, and condition all of your muscles from head to toe. During PiYo, we focus on strength, balance, flexibility, and stability. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and use Workout Worthy to be consistent with your exercise routine. You do not need to be extreme, but when you are consistent, you can look, feel, and function your absolute best. And stretching, flexibility, strengthening is all part of that. We're gonna start in mountain pose. Feet are together, heels can be slightly apart, just depending on your anatomy. And this is an active pose. So your kneecaps are lifted, your inner thighs are sealed. Feel centered through all four corners of your feet, and we're elongating from the bottom of our feet all the way up through the crown of our head. Powerhouse is strong, about 2 inches above, 2 inches below your belly button. Feel almost like you're sucking your belly in and contracting those core muscles. Your rib cage is pulled down and you're neutral with your pelvic bone. Shoulders are low and relaxed, neck is long and lean, and your head is an extension of your spine. Throughout our practice, think about where your chin is. We don't want to tuck our chin because that's going to close our airways and we often round our back. We also don't want to lift our chin because that's going to pinch our vertebrae and it tends to make us arch. So think about that alignment throughout this workout. Now let's take a couple nice deep diaphragmatic yoga breaths. Inhale and exhale. Nice deep breath, inhale and exhale. Folding forward, inhale, reach. Exhale, elongate. Your hands can come to your thighs, your shins, yoga blocks, or the floor. In our forward fold, we're lifting through our tailbone, allowing our upper body to hang. Now sealing your inner thighs, flat back. Inhale up, exhale mountain, and then inhale, exhale, chair. Weight stays even through the balls and the heels of your feet. Powerhouse is still strong. We're breathing as we hold the pose. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale and exhale. Reach and reach. Holding our chair, inhale, reach through your fingers. Exhale as your arms fold in flight. Inhale, reach, and then exhale, bring them down. This is a folded chair. Powerhouse is still engaged. Breathing as we hold, and then adding movement. Inhale, reach into mountain. Exhale, folded chair. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, holding at the top, interlocking our fingers, pointer to the ceiling. Side bend up and over towards your right. Keeping your shoulders low and relaxed, neck long and lean. Hips are stacked right above your knees, right above your ankles. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now standing twist, keeping our hips square. We're going to open towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale towards the left. And I actually feel like I'm pulling that opposite hip forward to prevent myself from opening through the hips. Now holding this standing twist, bend your left knee, hinge forward, and dive down to a spinal twist in forward fold. Working on stacking your shoulders, reaching that right hand to the ceiling without going beyond. Inhale, extending your left knee. Exhale, coming into our forward fold. And as we hold forward fold, we're going to add movement. We're going to exhale, softening both knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, soften. Inhale, extend. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Sealing the inner thighs, flat back, inhale up. Exhale, mountain. Inhale, exhale, chair. Strong in our chair pose, breathing as we hold. Then adding movement. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, chair. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Moving chairs. And then holding at the bottom. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold up and over your thighs. Inhale, reach. Exhale as your arms fold in flight. Once again in our folded chair. Breathing as we hold. And adding movement. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, folded chair. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, folded chair. 2 more. And then holding at the top. Interlock your fingers, pointer to the ceiling. Side bend up and over towards your left. Shoulder blades are both back like there's an invisible wall behind you. One-dimensional here. Breathing as we hold, keeping our hips stacked right above our knees, right above our ankles. Inhale, exhale, side bend the opposite way. From our hips down, nothing changes with the side bend. It's all from the waist and up. Inhale, center. Exhale, standing twists. Hips stay square. So pull that right hip forward as we open to the left. Hips stay square. Pull the left hip forward as we open towards the right. And all that stabilizing is to prevent movement, so our hips stay square. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Holding standing twist, bend your right knee, hinge forward, dive down to spinal twist and forward fold. Feeling that length, stacking your shoulders, reaching to the ceiling without going beyond. Extend your right knee, lower that left arm into our forward fold. We're going to add that slight movement. Softening both knees and extend. Softening both knees and extend. Do 2 more. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Sealing the inner thighs, flat back, inhale up. Exhale, mountain, centering breath. Great job. Next, we're gonna come to the front of our mat. You need enough room behind you to step backwards because we're gonna take a centering breath in mountain, and then we're gonna step our right leg back into a warrior 1. Left toes face forward, right toes face the side, and we're working on squaring our hips to that side wall. Your left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Hands can be on your thigh, at your side, or overhead. Breathing in warrior 1. Rib cage is pulled down. Powerhouse is strong, and we're elongating through the crown of our head, keeping our chin level. Breathing as we hold. Now adding movement. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale and exhale. Reach and lower. Reach and lower. Inhale, opening our hips, opening our chest. Exhale into warrior 2. Your left knee is still on the same angle as your toes. Hips and chest are open. Hands can be on our thigh. Arms reach out. Next option, reach overhead, interlocking pointer to the ceiling. Breathing as we hold. And we're gonna do side bends. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, side bend towards your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend towards your left. Inhale, center. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, holding at the top. Exhale, arms release. We're gonna hold 1 breath and then add movement to warrior 2. Extend your left knee and bend. Head and shoulders are right above your hips. And we're moving our torso as a unit without leaning, without tilting, without turning. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale, squaring your hips. Exhale back to warrior one, and we're gonna keep the movement going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Reach and reach. Now inhale, holding at the top. Exhale, folding into a pyramid. Hands on your thigh, your shins, yoga blocks, or the floor. Feet are still in the warrior stance. Legs are both straight as we lift through our tailbone, elongate down our spine. From pyramid, lift your back heel, bend your front knee, and now we are in a runner's lunge. Head is higher than your heart. This left knee is right above your ankle, not moving forward. Now lift your hips slightly, gently press through. A moving runner's lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Holding runner's lunge. Option one, you can stay right here in runner's lunge. Option two, bring your right hand next to that left foot, left hand towards your hip or the ceiling in a reverse runner's lunge. Now from either position, we are going to pinwheel, bringing our left arm back, softening our right knee, and lifting our right arm up to a reverse high lunge. Breathing as we hold. Inhale, reaching that left arm up, high lunge. Exhale, coming back to our runner's lunge. Left leg is going to extend to a plank. On your toes or on your knees. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, chaturanga, a close grip tricep push-up. Pointing your toes, inhale to an upward facing dog. Then lifting your hips, flexing your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feeling that length. And we're gonna go into a bear, softening both knees and extending back up. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. From down dog, hips press through, coming back to a plank on your toes or on your knees. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. You can stay in down dog or point your left toe reaching to the back wall or the ceiling in a high leg hip extension. In either position, you can choose to hold, or we're gonna do those bears once again. Bending both knees in, reach to down dog or high leg hip extension. Bend both knees in, and reach. Let's do two more. Bend, and extend. Last time, bend, holding at the top. Hips press through, coming back to a plank on your toes or on your knees, with or without your left toe pointed. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. You can stay in down dog or point your left toes, reaching to high leg extension. If your left leg is lifted, you're gonna lower, and we're all gonna bend our left knee, stepping through into a runner's lunge. Use your hands if you need to align a little bit better with this left knee. From runner's lunge, change your back foot, and we're gonna pinwheel up to a warrior two, adding movement into warrior two. Extend and bend, extend and bend. Inhale and exhale. At the top, we're gonna bring both feet out for sweeping plies. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. With our sweeping plies, now we're gonna go into a sunflower, side bend, left and center. Sunflower, side bend, and center. Exhale and inhale. Reach and center. Last time, sunflower, side bend. Now moving sun gods, bending both knees and extend, bend both knees and extend. This is one-dimensional, so you're really working to keep your knees on the exact same angle as your toes. Step right, then left, mountain pose, and a centering breath. Fantastic. We're gonna go to the opposite side. So starting facing the wall, got enough room behind you to step into a warrior, centering breath and mountain. Inhale, exhale, left leg steps back, warrior one. Right toes face the side wall, left toes face forward. Remember, we're working on squaring our hips, bending our right knee. Hands can be on your thigh, at your side, or overhead. Our goal is symmetry, but we might not be there yet. So as we go through the same poses, the same transitions, they might look, they might feel very different. So honor what your body needs on this side. Adding movement, inhale, extend, exhale, bend. Inhale, and exhale. Extend, and bend. Reach. Now inhale, opening our hips, opening our chest. Exhale, warrior two. Knee is on that same angle as your toes. Your hips, your chest are open. Hands can stay on your thigh. They can reach out, or we can reach overhead, interlocking our fingers, pointer to the ceiling. Breathing and adding that side bend option, up and over towards the left. Inhale, center. Up and over towards the right, one-dimensional. So there's that wall in front of us, wall behind us. We're elongating, reaching up and over. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, holding at the top. Exhale, arms release. Holding one breath. Then we're gonna add movement to warrior two. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Keep those hips level. Move your torso as a unit. Really feeling that deep stretch and that strength through your inner and outer thighs. Squaring our hips, keep the movement going in warrior one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale and exhale. Holding at the top, folding into pyramid. Hands can come to your thighs, your shin, yoga blocks, or the floor. Feet are still in the warrior stance. Both legs are straight, lifting through your tailbone, elongating down your spine. Definitely don't have as much flexibility on this side, but I'm doing what this side of my body needs. From pyramid, lift your back heel, bend your front knee, runner's lunge. Head is higher than your heart. This knee alignment is so important. You want your knee right above your ankle. You do not want your knee going forward. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, gently press through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently press. Inhale and exhale. One more, moving runner's lunge, and then holding runner's lunge. You can stay centered, or we can add rotation. Left hand comes next to the right foot. Right hand comes to your hip or the ceiling. Breathing in either runner's lunge or reverse runner's lunge. And then we're gonna transition. Bring your right hand behind as you soften your left knee. Left hand reaches up into a reverse high lunge. Both knees are soft, powerhouse is strong. Breathing as we hold. Right hand reaches up, high lunge. And then back to our runner's lunge. Right leg extends to plank, on your toes or on your knees. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Heels press to the floor, hips lift to the ceiling, elongating down our spine. Chin is level, so our ears are right between our biceps. You can hold, or we can soften to a bear, bending both knees, and extend. Such a great stretch for our ankles especially. Your arches, your Achilles, into your calves. Holding at the top. Inhale, pressing through to a plank. On your toes or on your knees, chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. You can stay in down dog or point your right toes towards the back wall or the ceiling into high leg hip extension. You can hold your pose for our bears, bending both knees, down dog or high leg. Bend both knees, down dog or high leg. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale, holding at the top. Then our hips press through. We're gonna do this one last time. Your plank can be on your toes or on your knees, with or without your right toe pointed. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Staying in down dog or point your right toe to that high leg hip extension one more time. If your right leg is lifted, slowly lower. We're all gonna bend our right knee, stepping through, using your hands to align if you need to. Runner's lunge. Changing your back foot to the warrior stance, pinwheel up into our warrior two. Adjusting if you need to, and then adding movement. Extend and bend. Inhale and exhale. Holding at the top, bring both legs out for our sweeping plies. Knees follow the angle of our toes. Chest stays lifted. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Holding plie. Sunflower. Side bend, reaching up and center. Sunflower. Side bend, reaching up and center. Two more. Exhale and inhale, reach and center. Last time. Exhale and inhale, reach. Moving sun gods, bending both knees and extend, bend and extend. Exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. Step left and right into our mountain pose. Take a centering breath, inhale up, exhale. Great job. Go ahead and grab a drink, towel off. We're gonna move into a balance section. And with this section, we are gonna start in our mountain pose. You can keep both feet flat in a chair, or we're gonna have the option to do a one-legged chair. So take a centering breath, find a focal point. Inhale with or without your right leg lifting. And then exhale, sitting into chair or one-legged chair. Weight stays even through the ball and the heel of your foot or both feet. Powerhouse is strong. You can stay centered, or we can do up to 4 heel raises. Great job. From our chair or our one-legged chair, we're gonna go into a warrior 3. Inhale, reaching up, bringing that right leg around. Now in warrior 3, you might need your toe for balance. You might lift slightly. You might be closer to parallel. We're reaching head to toe, reaching fingertip to fingertip. Breathing. From warrior 3, inhale, reaching up. Knee lift balance. Use your toe if you need to, or hold here. You can hold or add leg extensions for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg. Your left leg should be talking to you. So take that left foot, point and flex, do a couple of toe circles, changing direction. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Goal is symmetry, but you might not be there yet. So don't be alarmed if these poses look and feel very different. Mountain with a centering breath, inhale up. Exhale. Inhale with or without that left leg lifting. Exhale, sitting into a chair pose or a one-legged chair. Breathing as you hold. Weight is centered between the ball and the heel of your foot or both feet. You can continue holding, or you can do up to 4 dynamic heel raises. From our chair, we're going to transition to that warrior three. So inhale, reaching up, bringing your left leg around. Exhale, warrior three, using your toe for balance if you need it, lifting slightly or closer to parallel. Head to toe, fingertip to fingertip. Keep your hips square and keep your left kneecap facing the floor. You don't want to open so that your left knee faces the side wall. Ooh, all right, inhale, reaching up. Mountain with a knee bend. Use your toe for balance if you need it. Hold here. Or that third option is adding the leg extension. Try to keep your hips level. Don't hike your hip. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Set it down. Right foot, point and flex. Do a couple of toe circles. Release those stabilizers. And we're going to bring it down to the floor. Take a centering breath and exhale. Pilates roll-ups. And I'm going to have everybody do a modified version. So your feet are on the floor, knees are together. Fingertips are going to use your hamstrings just to help guide our alignment. Elongating through the crown of our head. Powerhouse is strong. We're going to see our spine as we lower one vertebrae at a time. So you want to start with your tailbone, your lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, neck, and head. Once we're down, arms reach overhead. You might stop here. You might be able to go farther, but we're not arching our back. We're not hyperextending. It should be a comfortable range of motion. Now our arms reach back past the ceiling to our hamstrings, and we want to seamlessly lift one vertebrae at a time. So your fingertips are just helping a little bit, starting with your head, neck, shoulders, middle back, lower back, and finally our tailbone. Now this modified version is extremely challenging, and it is extremely effective when it's done in good form. Extending your legs out adds challenge, but the challenge does not add value unless you can keep good form. So choose either soft knees or straight legs. We're going to see our spine, lower one vertebrae at a time. Arms reach overhead without arching. And then arms reach back to the ceiling or our hamstrings, seamlessly lifting one vertebrae at a time, back to where we started. We want to match these movements with our breath. So inhale as you lower. Exhale as your arms reach. Inhale as your arms lift. Exhale as your body lifts. Most of us have a sticking point that is natural. And what we want to do is try to figure out how to work through that sticking point safely and effectively, building strength. You might work through that sticking point so it disappears, or that sticking point might stay for years. And that's fine. We are looking for progress, not perfection. Inhale as we lower. Exhale as we reach. Inhale and exhale. That one vertebrae at a time. Focus as you see your spine, your tailbone, lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, neck, and head. And then as you lift in reverse, it's your head, neck, shoulders, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Let's do just the roll back portion. Arms reach overhead, feeling that length, and then our arms come down. Bending our knees, we're going to go into a series of glute bridges. So your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. We're going to use our inner thighs, our hamstrings, and our glutes to tuck our hips and peel up one vertebrae at a time. So as you lift your hips, then it's your lower back, middle back, and at the height of a glute bridge, the highest you want to go would be a straight line, knees through your hips to your shoulder blades. If you can't lift that high, stay lower, that is more than fine. But what you do not want to do is lift higher and arch your back. Rib cage is pulled down, abs are tight, pelvic bone is neutral. Arms can stay at your side, or we can reach our arms up for extra challenge. You shouldn't feel any pressure in your neck or your head. Any stress is evenly distributed across your shoulder blades. You can stay here, or you can extend your right leg. You've got to stay stable. Try not to lean, try not to tilt. Right leg can extend. Very challenging. Strength, balance, and flexibility. Pelvic bone is still level. Now we have even more options if you want movement. Flex your foot, lower your leg, point your toe, lift back up. So the left leg is stabilizing through this right leg movement. That's that real challenge, through your left leg, through your pelvic floor, through your core. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now if your right leg is extended, we're all gonna flex our foot and lower. When your thighs are parallel, bend your knee back to that shoulder bridge. Nice deep breath, and then we're gonna release one vertebrae at a time, back down to the mat. Good. Other side, starts exactly the same. So the first thing that we do with flat feet, contract your inner thighs, hamstrings, and glutes. Pelvic tilt, tucking your hips, peeling one vertebrae at a time to your shoulder bridge. Holding. Arms can stay on the floor. I like my palms up if I choose this option though, so I know I'm not pushing on the floor. Arms extended can add more of a challenge. Now holding this glute bridge just like this is going to build strength. There's so much value here. Stay here if this is what you need today. Or extend your left leg. Goal is symmetry. You might not be able to do the same option, but try. If you can do it in good form, great. If not, choose a different option and focus on good form. If you want that movement, exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift. Using that right leg to hold your shoulder bridge in good form, regardless of what that left leg is doing. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now if your left leg is lifted, we're all gonna flex the foot and lower. When our thighs are parallel, we're all gonna meet in the shoulder bridge. And then we're gonna release one vertebrae at a time, down to the floor. Extend your arms overhead, extend your legs out straight. Couple of nice deep breaths. Bending your knees. We're gonna hold our shins as we hug our knees to our chest. Feel that stretch down your hamstrings, around your glutes, into your lower back. Couple of nice deep breaths. And then we're gonna slowly circle our knees in one direction, controlling the slow movement, but feeling how our pelvic bone, how our back gently presses into the floor. Let's take that small, slow circle motion and change direction. Back to center. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, rounding up to our sit bones. Hands come to your shins. Let's exhale, round. Inhale, release. Exhale, round. Inhale, release. Extend to staff pose. Feet are flexed. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, point and fold. Releasing into the stretch. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, now just our feet. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Inhale, reach. Exhale, point and fold. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale. Now let's come center into a butterfly pose. Bottom of your feet's together, knees fall off to the side, elongating from the crown of your head. Centered through our tailbone, feel that length. Inhale. Exhale, tilt your head up and over towards the right, keeping your shoulders low and relaxed, not leaning, but just allowing your head to hang. Let's start a slow and controlled neck roll, pausing one breath, chin to chest. Continue that neck roll towards the left. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale. We're gonna go the opposite way. Body shouldn't change. Inhale as we elongate. Exhale, tilting up and over towards the left. Shoulders are low and relaxed, allowing our head to hang. And then starting that slow and controlled neck roll. Pausing one breath, chin to chest. Continuing towards the right. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, chin lifts slightly, just enough to open your airways without compressing the back of your neck or arching your back. Inhale back to center, and exhale. We are all done. Fantastic job, Workout Worthy. That was an incredible PiYo Flow workout. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, come back and join me anytime.